It's a great pleasure to welcome back to What's Next Prasanth Seevnarayan, who's the CEO and Executive Director for Lylax and Serta, South Africa. And we're going to talk about a very important topic, and that is sleep. Now, sleep is crucial for overall health, well-being, supporting physical recovery, brain function, learning, memory, mood, as well as reducing the risk of chronic diseases. So, sleeping well is really critical in your life. And that feeling when you sleep on that really comfy hotel bed? Well, aren't they just the best? I find that hotel beds, I really get good sleep. But, it's highly likely that the last amazing hotel bed you slept on was made in one of my next guest's factories. And a bed is not just a bed. Did you know that we spend a third of our lives sleeping? So does it not make sense that one invests in the best mattress that you can afford so that you can get the maximum benefits of good sleep? Yet it's that one purchase, right, that we don't take seriously enough. We will spend money on cars and holidays and even gadgets, but what we sleep on is not often prioritized. And World International Sleep Day takes place on the 14th of March. And to talk about sleep and the importance of good sleep and the importance of a good quality mattress, a warm welcome to the CEO and Director of Lylax Serta, South Africa, Prasanth Seevnarayan. How are you doing, Prasanth?
Hello, Aki. I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm very, very good, thanks. Listen, I checked on my bed this morning and I sleep on a Serta bed. So I had a very good night's sleep. So thank you to you and your factory because your beds are incredible. But I must say that my history with beds has been a little bit upside down, and I'm glad we're chatting because I'm looking forward to you dispensing some of the advice on, firmness and how soft the bed should be, et cetera, et cetera. But just tell us a little bit about Lylax and Serta in South Africa. Who is Lylax and Serta in South Africa?
Thank you, Aki. Lylax Bedding was started in 1985 by my father. So it's a family business. And we started in 1985 manufacturing a range of products. At that point in time, our target market was the middle to lower income group. We made very affordable products, not cheap, but affordable. So quality was quality was of paramount importance to us. And in about 1991, 92, I joined the business. So I worked along with my father, and I had the luxury of learning a lot of learning and being guided by him. And I've got a lot of experience from him and learning directly from him, which was great for me. In 1999, 2000, we were successful in giving the license to manufacture Serta under license for we awarded the license to manufacture Serta for Sub-Sahara Africa. And that was we didn't expect to get it, but it was a fantastic achievement in my opinion. And so we started manufacturing Serta. So this year, it so happens that we're going to be 40 years old. Lilax is going to be 40 this year. And Serta is going to be 25 in South Africa. So our license is 25-year-old. So it's a wonderful achievement for us.
Yeah, what a wonderful story, because Serta globally is one of the biggest players in the bedding industry, right? I mean, Serta is massive around the world.
Agreed. Serta is America's number one brand, and they are America's number one brand and one of the leading bedding brands globally. In fact, in my opinion, they are probably the most celebrated bedding brand around at this stage. So it was fantastic for us to be a part of this, and we believe that we're one of the most successful bedding brands in South Africa, taking into account return to manufacture rates and all of those things, which are quite low.
Oh, wonderful. Now, I was in my introduction, I was discussing how important sleep was. And if you speak to any doctor, if you speak to any health physician, they will tell you that if you sleep well, you're going to have a good life. It's got tremendous health benefits. And I didn't quite realize that we spend a third of our life sleeping. So how important is sleep?
Well, the fact that we spend a third of our lives asleep it shows the significance and the importance of it. I mean, consider this: if consider a life with no sleep. Consider getting up in the morning. I mean, there'd be no hospitality. You spoke about the hotel rooms that you sleep in. If we didn't have to sleep, there wouldn't be any hotels. So sleep's very important, and it not only for recovery and rejuvenation and to help our body repair itself, but also for our mind. I mean, if you have a bad night or you don't sleep for a day or two, you become quite crabby. And sleep's the perfect escape, actually. I mean, imagine spending 8 more hours with your significant other while they're awake. It can be quite traumatic. But so you have an opportunity to spend 8 more hours with your significant other while they are quiet. So no, I'm kidding. But so sleep is important, and it literally underpins our entire wellness. If you consider this, and I think people take it for granted because we sleep all the time. It's almost that it's something you don't have to consider. You never quite really understand the value of it unless it's gone or it's not there. And lots of people don't understand. And as you mentioned, you go and sleep in a hotel. When you sleep in a hotel, that's when you actually realize at some point, oh, you know what, my bed needs to be changed. Far too often, people suffer with their back or any discomfort, and very rarely do they actually think it's the bed. So yeah, so sleep is very important, and I mean, I have these fancy multivitamins every morning, and somebody said to me the other day, we were talking about how much you spend on multivitamins, and it was scary when I actually worked out the number. But if you have multivitamins with no sleep, you will get sick. But if you have sleep, you don't very rarely have your multivitamins. There's a better chance of you having better health. Your body can do without multivitamins, but not sleep. So sleep is absolutely essential for us.
Okay, so I was touching on earlier, trying to find a bed is often, there's so much noise out there, when you're trying to buy a bed. I mean, there's lots of adverts and, different prices. You see some that are ridiculously cheap. How does one actually make an informed decision? Because let's be honest, not everybody can afford to buy the most expensive bed. But at the same time, people have to buy a bed that's really going to deliver value and help them sleep better. So how does one actually make that informed decision?
That's a very interesting question, Aki. You see, it's important to understand who's making your bed and where is it coming from. The quality that people utilize. I'll give you an example with our products that we have. We have all of our beds are endorsed by Chiropractic Association of South Africa. Serta, as our Serta products have official mattress of the National Sleep Foundation in America, the recipient of Women's Choice Award, America's #1 bed. And we believe that we probably have the lowest return to manufacture rate in the country, which is indicative of the quality of the product that you're buying. So what's important is to understand, I mean, a bed is a sealed product. You buy a bed, I could tell you, I could misrepresent what's in the bed. It doesn't matter. It's impossible for you to open it up and verify what's in there. But even if you do, how do you know whether you're buying the correct technology for you? So very interestingly about our brands is, if we look at Serta, Serta is the largest manufacturer or supplier for premium hospitality globally. So that's an indication of the quality. We also have access to bespoke raw materials and technologies that nobody else has. For example, the continuous coil spring system, the mirror coil spring system, which we'll talk about some of the innovation that we've had utilizing that technology. And there's so it's important to understand the technology behind it, but also beds are not created equal. And what you pay for it is an indication of the quality and the value that you're deriving. Now, when you walk into a shop floor, you'll see a whole lot of beds. All beds feel great when you first lie down on them or you're first feeling them. I mean, if you stood on your legs the entire day and you were on your feet the entire day, and then you lay down on the ground, even the ground would feel comfortable because it's a change in your position, So it gives you a different, your posture changes and things. So it's almost like you cannot make an informed decision what's going and then feeling a bit. And that's how we're starting to also notice that even in the US, there are more and more people. I think that the stats are almost as high as 50% of all beds sold online, are sold in US, are sold online, because people are understanding that walking into a store does not guarantee an informed decision. So what I'm saying is, yes, by all means, go into a store. I'm not saying don't buy from a store. This just says to you that it's important to do your homework to understand what the brand represents. And when you look at all of these things, it's an indication, makes you feel a little bit more comfortable about the purchase that you're making. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so interesting you mentioned that, because, everything's going online, right? E-commerce is massive, and you don't often think of buying a bed online, yet there are lots of options to buy beds online. But can you actually make that informed decision to buy a bed online instead of going into a store? I mean, I love going into a store and lying on the bed and, jumping up and down, seeing how firm it is. I mean, can I get around that? And if so, what should I look for if I do want to buy a bed online?
That's another very interesting question. What we found was we do have certain channels that market our product online. And obviously, one of them is actually, one of the channels we got is we actually responsible for greater turnover than any other product that they do, not bedding, globally. So our beds online, we've sold thousands of beds online via a certain channel that we have. And I actually cannot ever recall one bed coming back. So what we find is word of mouth is very important. And this product sits on itself. And when they look at the accolades it has and all the credibility with all the endorsements and things, it helps people, guides them to make that right decision. So when you walk into a store, I mean, if you look at a sea of beds, you actually get what they call it, the paradox of choice. So at the end of the day, you have so many options that you actually get more confused. So here, what happens is it's important to understand who's supplying you the product, where it's coming from, and the technology that goes into the product, and that helps you make an informed decision.
I like what you said about, talking to other people, asking your friends, what kind of bed do you sleep on? When you're at a friend's house, talk about sleep. How do you sleep? What's your mattress like? I think that the word of mouth that you talk about and those kind of conversations are so important, because you're getting real, stories from people who actually use the bed that they're sleeping on, and they give you that, objective, thought on what it's like to sleep on that particular bed. You mentioned about your beds and the technology that you guys use and the quality of the products. And yes, I think you're 100% right in the products. You don't know what's inside there, because it's a sealed product, as you say, but the quality of the metal in the springs, I don't know what it's like. I can certainly feel the quality when I feel on the outside of your beds, because you can feel the texture and you can feel the quality of the material is good. But, you get T-shirts that cost 50 Rand and T-shirts that cost 1,000 Rand and even more. And again, it's the quality of the cotton and whatever all of that kind of stuff. And I guess the same applies to beds. So what sets your products apart? And I also think that there's a lot of innovation and research that takes place as well, because beds are constantly evolving. So what sets your particular products apart?
Well, Aki, so we have access to some technologies that aren't really available to anybody else in the country. So let's look at, I spoke about the continuous coil spring unit. Now, in fact, I'm gonna actually talk about, okay, so let's look at the continuous coil spring unit. That's actually manufactured by Leggett & Platt, which is one of the largest manufacturers of spring units globally, and they own a patent for this product. And we believe that's arguably the best spring system in the world. We have access to that. If you look at the raw materials that we use, for example, foam. When people are utilizing foam, the quality of foam is very important. So what happens is very often people, you can get two pieces of foam that look identically the same, and they even probably feel same, but one is denser and one is more hard. And the harder one is a bit more brittle. The dense one has a better recovery. So over time, the denser one reduces indentation reduces indentation over time. So these are some of the raw materials that we have access to. I'll give you an example. In our very premium range, we have a technology called BioCare, it's a fabric that uses NASA technology that's inherent in the product, that it's scientifically proven to repel electromagnetic waves while you sleep. So understanding, it's our wire. We ensure that our wire is not we use virgin mild steel. We use the fiber that it's actually automotive spec from an automotive manufacturing plant. So these are some of the technologies that we use, that we've created to make a product. Now, it's very simple. You asked about research and development. Yes, there's lots of technologies that come out and lots of new product that's out there. But also we like to run our business where we actually trade responsibly. And this is something that started when I first joined the business, and I sat with my father one day, and it's something I always say to my team right now. And I said to him, you've got all these technologies. I mean, why don't we have a research and development department? What do we do? How do we introduce new products into the market? And obviously, price is a major factor. So very often, your research and development, your research team are doing things to try and reduce the cost whilst keeping whilst trying to maintain the quality. And we have one thought that goes into every single bed that we manufacture, and it's something very simple. If you're not allowed to let your parents or your kids sleep in it, it's not good for anybody. So every single mattress that leaves our factory, I'm prepared to let my parents sleep on it, and so would I. I don't have kids yet, but so that's so we don't complicate it. We know mattress assembly is difficult and easy. If you just use superior products, you're going to make a superior quality bed.
Okay. Now, listen, that's so interesting. Is the science behind bedding is absolutely fascinating. And, we see various mattresses that, they say they got full foam, for example, and spring mattresses. But is there a difference between the two, and what would you prefer and why?
Okay. So once again, I'm sharing my opinion. I believe it's essential for a mattress to have a combination of three things: foam, fiber, and spring. We do make full foam mattresses. We have lots of ranges that we make to cater for the market. But in my opinion, I think we consider three things when making a mattress: comfort, support, and hygiene. Now, very often you get people talking about comfort or support or both, but very rarely do you find all three. So we're very mindful of every single product that we have when we talk about comfort, support, and hygiene. So what happens is, we all know bed bugs are a real thing. So hygiene is a real thing. You go to bed at night, you get up in the morning, you're half a kilo lighter. What do you think happened? You perspired. It creates the perfect environment for bed bugs and dust mites and whatever else that you have there. So what we believe is I'm a fan of using spring technology because it assists with airflow, but I also believe in posture, in addressing your pressure points and giving you a comfortable sleep and providing the support you require. So for me, I'm a big fan of a combination of spring. Now, if we go back, and not to knock foam, because foams become the norm for every bed, and I think the most expensive beds in the world do not have foam. So back in the day when people made beds, there was wool, there was cotton, there was fiber, and your springs or what have you, and that's how we made beds. But those raw materials have become very expensive and not accessible as well to everybody. So in my opinion, foam started as a substitute. And as raw materials became more expensive and all of those things, foam started replacing a lot of those components. And hence, you're finding people that have full foam mattresses now. And foam is actually, what is foam? Foam is not from what I know, and not knocking foam, but foam is a chemical reaction with TDI and polyol, which are both petroleum based. And as we know, everything over time biodegrades, and even plastic biodegrades. It may take 1,000 years or 2,000 years, but it does. And when you're rolling around on it, it does break up. And you also got to be mindful of the fact that of what you're inhaling. So, whilst we do have foam for that that assists with comfort, we do believe the combination of foam, fiber, and spring that could give you the perfect sleeping surface for you. And it's a recipe that we believe works for us. And if you want to know what I sleep on, that's exactly what I sleep on. So,
okay, yeah. I was going to ask you about your bed. What kind of bed are you using at the moment? What is the CEO of Lylax and Serta sleep on?
Well, very interestingly, we actually just tied up an agreement with a company called Dream Motion, which is for an adjustable bed that we've got, and that we've got the distribution, big distributorship for South Africa on that. And that we're going to be doing a launch shortly on that, to which I'm definitely going to talk to you about that. But the most interesting innovation that we have right now, and we're actually chatting about it, is we've developed a technology that we're extremely excited about, and to celebrate our 40 years as well. What we've done is, if you can take some time back, and not sure if you can recall, one of the biggest debates in the bedding industry was, what's better, pocket spring or a continuous coil? So you got the pocket spring, and you've seen adverts. I'm not sure if you can recall, with the bowling ball onto the pins to show that no movement of the pins, and what have you. And then, so pocket coils were very big in the US and globally, and they're becoming very big now as well. Very popular choice. And then you've got the likes of the continuous coil, which is a patented product by Leggett & Platt and was exclusive with Serta globally. And what had happened was, they did a comparison where they took the bowling ball, and they didn't. The comparison was debate was, which is better, pocket or mirror. And when they simulated the same condition, and they did a comparison, they found that as the ball got closer to the pins on the continuous coil side, the pins still stood, but the pins had fallen. So that actually, I think, if my memory serves me correct, that was the time that Serta then said, we make the world's best mattress. But having said that, this technology was exclusive to Serta. But what that actually demonstrated to us was the fact that you had two actually different technologies. So what has happened is you've got this technology where I believe that the pocket spring is actually manufactured, created with the objective of comfort and then support. And the continuous coil, it focuses on support, then comfort. So what we actually did was, this debate has been has been around for decades. That's what I remember, and that's what I recall. And very often when we're trying to solve, we manufacture pockets, we manufacture continuous coil. And people are like, no, I don't want a pocket, I want a continuous coil. And what's better? So what we did was, we actually merged the two technologies. So we took a continuous coil spring unit, and we took a pocket, and we put it on top of the mirror coil, which actually creates the perfect comfort and support. And we actually got in touch with Leggett & Platt, and I will share some information with you where they were very excited about this innovation and congratulated us on this innovation that we created. In fact, we have taken this. We have registered the design for South Africa, a repo, and also we've lodged a design registration for the US as well. So we're extremely excited about it. So what it actually means is, this technology that we've got, it's literally, we believe that there's no other technology that can compete with it. So it's literally
So
the
what
best.
is
So
it's like the best of the two technologies that you mentioned, and I'm trying to picture it in my mind. How does it actually work? Can you paint a picture for us on how it will function?
okay, so what happens is far too often a spring unit represented a feel. So what we do is we also understand that we need comfort and we need support. So by us, what we do is by us registering this design, uh, uh, what we found is the pocket does what it does best and gives you the comfort, whilst the continuous flow gives you that support you require. So it literally, we're calling it the best of best, or the best of both. We've got both the terms registered, and it's literally what it talks about. So what it does is we need to understand that at the heart of every mattress is your spring system, and everything
Yes.
else on top of it is there to make the surface comfortable enough for you to sleep on. So if
Right.
the spring system is allowed to do its job, you'll find that the mattress cover, the fiber, what have you, makes it a comfortable surface to sleep on, whilst your body is whilst focusing on the quality of your sleep, which is so important. So what we're basically doing is we've got this technology that literally we believe sets us apart. And if spring is very important, like we all believe the spring system is important, this literally addresses comfort and support. So I think it was a phenomenal idea, and it's actually I was talking to the MD of Leggett and Platt, and he actually says to me, Prashant, I don't know why nobody's thought of this before. So it was a fantastic achievement for us, and we believe that we're also making this product quite accessible. So whilst our business, and whilst every business wants to maximize their profits and all of those things, we also believe that it's important to make our technology accessible to as many people as possible. So everybody deserves a good night's sleep. Everybody deserves
Yeah.
to be the best version of themselves. So we're launching these products, and we believe at the price point that we launch at, there is no other technology that would actually compare with this. So we're very confident about this product that we've got. And then these products are quite expensive, and they may not be accessible to every single person. We do then have the variations of the product, like what you have now, the pocket coil on its own, or the continuous coil on its own, where you could actually utilize buy products like that as well. So you do it with you can buy these products independently, the beds independently,
Right.
that have technology which is out there in the marketplace. And then you've got obviously the continuous coil, which is exclusive to us. And then you've got this design, which I think is phenomenal. So
Listen, I mean, Prashant, I mean, well done. I mean, this is amazing innovation that you've created. And I think it's great to hear that something like this is coming out of South Africa, and that you've used your years of experience making beds to actually innovate it and make it even better. And yes, I mean, the target audience, as you said, it is going to be a little bit more as an expensive bed. But just go through some of those key features and innovations of this product that consumers should be aware of, that sets it apart from what's currently out there.
Well, what we've done is, if you look at the technologies that we have currently, a lot of us use foam to give us a degree of comfort. We use fiber pads in your traditional bed to help disperse pressure and what have you. And you got the spring unit, which gives you the support and aligns assists with your posture, and it gives you the support that you're required. What we've done is, in this space that we're in at the moment, wellness is a very big thing. And people are starting to understand sleep is not just important, it's quality of sleep that is. So what we've done is, by us merging these two technologies, you've got something which is arguably known to be the best spring system that gives you the support you require. So whilst you've got foam, you've got the spring system that does its job, but gives you that support. and you've got the spring system that gives you the pocket that gives you the comfort, and then you've got the mirror coil that gives you the support. When you put that together, you've got a foundation. You've got a product that assists with hygiene, that is not going to collapse or reduce collapsing, because a pocket spring that you have is actually a spring that's a bigger spring pushed into a pocket, and then it's obviously sewn up, which means that the likelihood of it collapsing is very slim, and you're going to continuously get that support that your body requires, the comfort that your body requires.
Okay.
And with you having the support of the mirror coil spring in it, now, if I unfortunately, I don't have a mirror coil spring with me, but if I stood on a mirror coil spring system, in fact, if you stood on it, not suggesting that you're heavier than me, but you'd find that the spring system is absolutely, it can take a weight of a person standing up. Now, we all know when you're lying down, pressure, if you're standing on something, there's a lot more pressure than if you're lying down.
Yeah.
So if you look at that, it's basically, the mirror coil is known to take weights of up to over 150 kilos per person.
Wow.
So it's both, and it was a unit of choice for hospitality. So all the Hilton hotels used to use mirror coil all of the time. It was a very popular choice, and we believe that was one of the spring units that set Serta apart from the rest of the competitors. So we still embrace this technology. We love it. So in my opinion, I've always had a mirror coil spring system, and now I've literally got the best of both. And I've been told I look younger, so it must be the best.
Yeah. Well, you do. So what are you calling this new technology? What is this new system called? Have you got a name for it yet?
Yes. So we've launched it as best of both. So this is the first
Best of
time
both.
we actually so we want to do a launch, a bigger launch in a few months' time or shortly, but we're calling it the best of both, literally as the name suggests. And another very interesting thing is we've actually now realized that when we registered the design, we did it for cushions as well, which means that we're going to be creating a range of lounge suites that actually spend a lot of the lounge, and so we're going to be replacing we still have the foam at the top for the comfort, but we're going to be using the spring technology in lounge suites as well. So we're running some prototypes.
Absolutely brilliant.
And literally it's the feel is literally unparalleled. I mean, I've never sat on something as comfortable as this right now. So it gives you the support.
Wow.
So whilst you're sitting down, or whilst you're even lying on your couch, you actually have the support of a bed. And
that's brilliant.
It's phenomenal. So those are some of the designs that we're working on currently.
So tell me, Prasanth, how does this now fit into your overall brand strategy? Because I'm looking at your organization, and I know we've been talking about beds and the quality of sleep and the technology, etc. But I almost see it, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's like a BMW motor vehicle. You got the 3 Series, the 5 Series, the 7 Series, all fantastic motor vehicles and all offering their own unique features. Is that a fair analogy to use? How does this fit into your overall brand strategy?
100%. It's become very difficult to be. You can't be everything to everybody, but we do have. So the technologies we use. For example, talking about the car analogy, I mean, we look at the Mercedes S-Class, for example. The S-Class is advertised a lot, but they do more sales on the B-Class, C-Class, and A-Class, and the E-Class. And that's purely because people know that they're not buying the S-Class, but they understand that there's spillover of the technology. So every single product that you buy has got a variation of these world-class technologies that we have. For example, we have a pop pot. We've got the mirror coil. That's a little bit more accessible, or a lot more accessible than us using the best of both. We use a certain, like the foam and the combination of foams that we use are all of the superior quality. So we try, and at the price points that we're able to play in, we try to give the maximum value for those price points. So we do not have a very huge excessive range, but we believe at every price point we represent the greatest value.
Okay. And tell me the most rewarding aspect of bringing this product to market, because it sounds like it's it's something that's very unique. It's a global first. It must be incredibly rewarding. Talk to us about, how you feel about it and the aspects of bringing this to market, because it's one thing thinking about something in your mind, and there's another thing actually developing it, bringing it to market, and also patenting it at the same time.
Well, it for me, it was a wonderful achievement. I mean, how else do I celebrate my family? This business is going to be 40 years now, and to know from where we've started, we've embraced all those principles that that we've had, that my dad has instilled in us, and to have created this on our 40th year, I think it's phenomenal. As I said, this year we turned 40. Our a partnership with Serta has lasted 25 years. So for us, it's a wonderful achievement, but it's also nice knowing that there are things from South Africa that we need to celebrate. There's so many amazing stuff that South Africans do that we don't take the time off to understand and to appreciate. And for me, one of the proudest moment for me was when I had one of the bigger manufacturers abroad contact me and ask if I'm prepared to sign an NDA, so they want to talk to us. So there's nothing. It just happened the other day. So we haven't even let people know about this technology that we have. But it's interesting, and even if something comes off it or it does it, it's a nice thing to have, and to know that South Africa does innovate. I think the most important thing is for public at large to know, to invest in South African products and understand we've got to keep our country working. And we've got to support each other so we can innovate and we can grow.
Where does somebody get information about this product, and when it will be available? And if people want to buy this product, how do they get more information?
Well, we have done a soft launch, and we found that literally because there is a component of this product that's imported. So the continuous coil spring system, that's fully imported. So we have found that there has been a demand. What we would like to do is I have spoken to my marketing team now, and in order to celebrate this, we've created a product as our launch product, and what we'd like to do is in order to celebrate this, we're gonna offer these products to all my broadband readers at a reduced rate.
Well, it's exciting. I'm thrilled to hear the innovation that you guys are working on, and congratulations on your 40th anniversary. It's an amazing achievement. Here's to the next 40 years, and thank you for sharing your story with us. Prasanth Seevnarayan, the CEO and Executive Director for Lylax Bedding and Serta South Africa. Amazing innovations, first innovations coming from South Africa. Thank you for your time, Prasanth.
Thank you so much, Aki. Thank you.